and you know you're level 80s, your light cones are level 80, you're pretty well geared, plus 15 gear and stuff like that, then she can solo sustain, hopefully, based on this being enough heals to sustain your team. I already thought she was going to be viable to solo sustain based on the fact that she was going to mitigate enough damage, and when you're like speed through things with the solo sustain, you know, you're not really taking too much damage anyway, so she would allow them to survive for like those zero cycle clears and stuff like that. But this would just lower the bar for using her as a solo sustain, which I think is a pretty big deal and pretty important for her. Now, the next one we have is if a target enemy applies crowd control debuffs to allies while the Matrix of Prescience is active, all allies will resist all crowd control debuffs applied by the enemy target during the current action. This effect can only be triggered once. When Matrix of Prescience is activated again, this number of times of the effect can be triggered will be reset. So what this is saying, it's basically saying you get one resist to crowd control, but it's on the entire crowd control attack. So if the enemy's ultimate is like a March ultimate, for instance, let's say, which freezes the whole team will resist that freeze. But if it's a single target attack, then obviously just the one ally will resist that attack. If it's like a chip hard skill or something like that. So you just get one attack. The first attack that the enemy does, which has a control tied into it, it's basically the control side of it is nullified. That's the way I understand this, which is honestly a really nice effect, because control can be really annoying, especially for someone like Jing Yuan. Jing Yuan hates being controlled because then he's completely shafted from using his Lightning Lord. So this is actually like a really good one for him, because this allows him to get his Lightning Lord off without having to stress. So these traces, like I said, really nice. Really impressed with these traces. Adds that extra layer to Fu Xuan, makes her more of a complete character from what we know. But once again, we will have to wait and see multipliers for skills and stuff like that. Now, if you want to have a look at her skills, they are here. It's nothing really new that I saw in here from what we already know. So if you want to have a look at these and take a look, then you can definitely jump in. I'll leave this link in the description, and you can go ahead. The one thing that we did get was that the talent trigger count is increased by 1 with the ultimate, which before they said it just increases. So we get 1 extra basically self-heal for her off of that. But now let's jump over and quickly look at the light cone. Okay, here's the light cone. Increases the wearer's max HP by 24% and energy regeneration rate by 12%. When the wearer's HP decreases, it increases the damage of all allies by 9% for 2 turns. At the beginning of each wave, it restores HP by 80% of HP already lost by the characters themselves. This is honestly a pretty big light cone in my opinion. The thing that I don't like is light cones having energy regeneration, because it feels like it feels like the character is lacking energy regeneration if you need to put it on the light cone. That's just a little gripe I have, but in general, I think this is huge. You got max HP, which is obviously what she's built around. Energy regeneration, we'll have to wait and see how like the rotation works with her ult and stuff like that. Maybe it's a big deal, maybe it's not. Increases the damage of all allies by 9% for 2 turns. This adds to her buffing effect. We already get the max HP buff, we get the crit buff, and now we just get the damage buff as well. And then the other one, which this is going to help even further with her solo sustain. I don't think this one is honestly the biggest thing. It's big for early accounts that are still struggling, but not so big. I don't know, because I feel like if you're going for like zero cycle clears, the first 2 waves aren't really troubling you, so you don't really need that heal. But I could be wrong on that take. You guys let me know. But at the beginning of each wave, so it's like, you know, when you go into a Memory of Chaos 10 and you got like the first trash wave, then the first mini boss wave, and then the final boss wave. Those 3 waves are when that triggers the heal, not on cycles or anything like that. So honestly, it's all about the first 3 things in there: the max HP, the energy regeneration, and the damage of all allies. Those 3 things are really nice, and then, you know, for certain situations, the final effect is going to be nice as well. As for whether you should pull for it, I haven't had long enough to like sort of gather my thoughts on this. I just wanted to show you guys that the light cone is out. I think it's really good. I think it'll probably be, based on what else we've got available, be best in slot for her, like they always are. But I don't think, at this stage, I don't think it's like you must pull for this to make her viable. I think she sounds perfectly viable based on her kit. We will have to wait and see multipliers, but that is pretty much it, guys. You guys let me know your thoughts down below. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.